All right, today we have kind of a different one. I've never unboxed a pair of LeBrons on any of my channels. I've never actually owned any LeBrons. The only LeBrons I can think of were back in my day, or not back in my day, just back when I played high school basketball and middle school basketball. I remember the LeBron Soldiers were always just a massive brick shoe. And I remember people used to buy them and they looked like they looked huge. They didn't look slim at all. Kobe's, KD's were popular, but LeBron Soldiers back in the day were just massive, back in like 2010-ish or so. And this is the first LeBron that I've actually liked and I can actually see myself playing in, and that is what we got here today. So if you can't tell already, we have a LeBron 20. It is a pretty cool edition. There's been some all right colorways, and I've been kind of waiting for the colorway that comes out that I just could pull the trigger on and I'd be like, yes, let's go. I got a cool colorway. I'm excited to rock these, and this is that colorway. So I remember seeing mock-ups of these. We talked about it on the podcast, Beyond Kicks podcast. Check it out in the link in the description. But we talked about these and how cool it was. And I remember this pair caught my eyes a ton because of one distinct feature that we will cover in this review. So without further ado, let's unbox it because I want to get to the courts and try to play in these. So looking at this box, I was kind of surprised how cool this box was. I remember unboxing it from the box. I have looked at these a little bit, but I remember pulling them out and I was like, man, this is not what I was expecting. I thought it would just be a regular Nike box. I guess I didn't really know what to expect since I've never had any LeBrons. But right off the bat, it says Strive with the LeBron logo. There's an emblem as well. I'm not sure exactly what that is. For greatness, Cleveland, Miami, Los Angeles. So it covers the 3 different teams that he's been on. Cleveland from 03 to 2010, Miami 10 to 14, that was the good days. And then he went back to Cleveland 2014 to 2018, and now he's in Los Angeles, as we know. Something interesting to note, Nike has Nike Patent 2022 on here, which I think is really interesting because they're in a ton of lawsuits with a ton of different bootleg companies. A lot of the bootlegs I've actually looked at on my TikTok, so you can go check out those videos. But it's interesting that they're actually putting that on the box. Everyone knows, hey, don't copy these because otherwise we're gonna sue you because we have a patent from 2022 there. Also, I wanna note the side and the back of the box is actually interesting. You can see the back of the box actually has a pretty cool cutout inside of the box with the LeBron logo, and then the 2 X's for LeBron 20. I don't know exactly what this is. I think it's just a little design feature, but that's kind of what caught my eye right when I got them out. Size tag, we have LeBron 20, and then you can see the colorway. So it is the All-Star colorway. Let's just get right into it. So like I said, I have looked at these a little bit. Right off the bat, you get a little card. Now these little extra details I love. I recently did a wear test on the Jordan 3 White Cement Reimagined, and there was a ton of little extras inside of the box. But this is something that Nike is starting to include that I really, really like, is the extra little features, the cool cutouts in the box, the little card, going back to the OG days when they used to give you the card on the Jordan 4s and the little hang tags on the 1s. I think that's really cool. So if we look at the card here, we have Nike Sphere on the upper Cushlon, which I don't know exactly what that is. We have Air Zoom unit in the front of it. We have a carbon fiber mid-foot shank, which that provides a little bit more support for people that are a little bit more aggressive and have a lot more velocity on the court. Lateral guardrail, and then a multi-directional outsole traction array. That's a lot of words. So this shoe is designed for LeBron. He's obviously an absolute animal on the court. He's by far the most dominant player in NBA history. Yep, he's more dominant than Jordan, quote me on it. He's a large guy, he's 6'8". I think he's like 250, 260, and there's a lot of force when he's stopping on a pivot that you really need to stop with. So this shoe is definitely designed for him. So there is gonna be carbon fiber midfoot shanks and different details on there to really help support the bigger athletes and the more aggressive people. And then on the back, we have a graphic with a whole bunch of different things. You can see the land, LeBron 20, we got 2012 ring right there. We have a 2013 ring right there. Kind of a whole bunch of little details on there that's, again, it's kind of cool, little artwork. So getting into the box, that same design is on the paper. Bam. All right, now I have looked at these, I've talked about it, but these are beautiful. Now the one thing that I was kind of bummed about was that the entire colorway is almost muted. It's not as saturated as it looks like on photos. It's definitely like you pull the vibrancy down on Premiere Pro or Lightroom and you're just kind of pulling the colors away a little bit. The blue is pretty vibrant, but the rest of it is just kind of muted a little bit. So let me get what else we have here. We also have some extra laces. Let me get these both out here so we can take a peek. toss this box to the side. Now I do want to pull my laptop out and talk about some details with these. Now, I just opened up Nicekicks here. I'm going to talk about some details on it. LeBron 20 with the All-Star Weekend in Salt Lake City. They did drop on February 16th for a retail price of $200. The official colorway is called the Blue Lightning Coconut Milk Iron Gray. Now, I don't know where they get that from, but I guess it worked. Double stacked swooshes on the lateral with the double XX lace debris, as well as the records of LeBron James, legacy preserved, embossed in the heel tab, so we'll cover that. But these did drop February 16th for $200. They're reselling for about $200. I did a trade for some Aqua 5, so I got a pretty good deal out of it. But just something to note there. All right, now let's go back to front, talking about all the details here. I did mention we have some sail laces and that extra little card. I'm gonna put those to the side, but actually looking at the shoe, I wanna get into these because there's so many different details to cover, and I wanna make sure we get everything. The first thing we note is this little leather tab that says the records of King James. Now this is pretty cool because LeBron, we know, just broke the all-time scoring record, so it was really perfect timing for that. This whole upper is essentially a woven fabric. Now, I don't know really what it's called. It didn't say anything about them on Nicekicks article, but it's a really thick woven fabric. Now it's just a mesh, I guess. I don't know, but it's layered, so it's not gonna come apart or anything. You can see there's an extra little layer underneath there with that iron gray or whatever you want to call it. Going on the outside, we have that double swoosh, which is the reason that I got these. This is that special feature that really caught my eye, was the double swoosh. We have a sail on the outside with a leather, as well as a gray leather shadow almost underneath. You also get a little hang tag, I guess you want to say, or hang fabric. It says Nike basketball 23 number 72. I don't know exactly what the 72 is for, but something kind of cool there. Continuing, you can see that all upper is all one material. There's no real stitching lines. There's a stitching line here, I guess, but there's no, it's just one piece, which is really interesting. So there's not going to be any break points. You're not going to blow out of your shoes at all. They might wear down over time, but that one stitching part right there is the only break point, which I really like. And with LeBron being as aggressive as he is, you definitely don't want him blown out of his own shoe. And I do want to note, I haven't worn these at all, and the midsole is already creased, which is very interesting to note. I don't really care since I'm going to be wearing those, but if you're somebody that's like going to keep these on ice, then that's something to note. Looking up towards the toe, we have some print on the outside. Now there's different little things, the triple double LA 11, number 12 Orlando, and then it is continued on the inside. Now the actual tongue really caught my eye as well. It's very thick. It's a good solid foam that's not going to break away. Let me pull this out here. On the inside, you can see LeBron Pink Diamond Collection, established 2003. And then the other one says designed and engineered to the exact specifications of the next generation, with an X there. And then on the actual tongue, it says legacy preserved with 2 stitched X's there, which again, it says that on both of them, which is pretty cool. We have a really solid lace loop there that it holds the laces in place, but it's a whole stitched feature there, which I think is really interesting. And then we also have a little lace locket with XX on both of them down below. Going on the inside insoles, kind of interesting details as well. It says Nike Basketball Museum, Beaverton, US, 2023, Department of Preservation and History. So they're pretty good insole, nothing crazy. We also have some more artwork on the inside. Now, a couple interesting things I want to note. This back heel has a ton of padding. I really like that. They do fit really well. They're really comfortable, but it's kind of a memory foam on the inside, so I would definitely size up half a size. That's what I did, and these fit good. It's gonna give you a lot of support when you're actually wearing the shoe. Another thing to note is the actual cut is pretty rough. You can kind of see that the material is not super accurate, I guess you could say. It's just kind of cut raw and then stitched, so there's a lot of just miscuts, I guess you could say, where it extends past the stitching and it's just a rough look. I don't mind it, but some people are going to be quality control issues and it's going to be a whole deal. So, and I do want to cover the outsole because this traction pattern I really like. You can see that carbon fiber in the middle as well as LBJ on the back. So overall, this shoe is sick. I do like the way that they feel on foot. They're really comfortable. There's a lot of padding, a lot of support. They are a tight fit, so I'd definitely go up half a size, if not a full size. They fit like basketball shoes. They're supposed to be tight. I'm excited to get these on the court, and drop in the comments what other shoes you want me to review. Thank you for watching.